Deep within a lush forest, nestled amongst towering trees and babbling brooks, lived a curious cat named Whiskers. Whiskers was not just any cat, he had a heart full of wonder and a spirit that longed for discovery. His emerald green eyes sparkled with mischief and a thirst for adventure. Every rustle of leaves and chirp of a cricket beckoned him to explore the wonders of his woodland home. The sun peeked through the canopy, casting dappled light onto the forest floor. Every day was a new adventure for Whiskers. He would set out with a sense of excitement. Whiskers loved to chase butterflies with wings as bright as rainbows. He would often stalk through the undergrowth, his orange and white fur blending seamlessly with the dappled sunlight. The forest was his playground. It was a place where his imagination could run wild. It was a place of endless possibilities and hidden treasures. One day, a particularly interesting scent wafted past Whiskers' twitching nose. It smelled of sweet berries and warm sunshine. The aroma was so inviting that Whiskers couldn't resist. Intrigued, Whiskers decided to follow the delicious aroma. His senses were heightened and his heart raced with excitement. His tail twitched with anticipation. What could be waiting for him at the end of this scent trail? Little did he know, this scent would lead him on the greatest adventure of his life. The tantalizing smell led Whiskers deeper into the forest than he had ever been before. He pushed past leafy ferns and ducked under fallen logs. The air grew thick with the scent of pine needles and damp earth. Whiskers felt a thrill of excitement course through him. He was a brave explorer on a mission. Finally, he emerged into a sun-drenched clearing. In the center stood the source of the incredible smell, a giant blackberry bush laden with ripe, juicy berries. Whiskers' mouth began to water. He had never seen so many berries in his entire life. He took a step towards the bush, eager for a taste. Suddenly, a voice rang out from behind him. "Halt! Those berries are for the Great Forest Bake-Off!" Whiskers jumped in surprise and spun around to face the speaker. Standing before him was a very flustered-looking squirrel named Hazel. She clutched a notepad and a handful of berries, her cheeks puffed out in exasperation. Hazel was known throughout the forest for her exceptional organizational skills, and her delicious baked goods that everyone eagerly anticipated. Every year she hosted the Great Forest Bake-Off, a grand event where all the animals gathered to share their culinary creations and enjoy each other's company. "I'm so sorry," stammered Whiskers, his ears drooping with embarrassment. "I didn't realize these berries were for something important," he added, looking apologetic. Hazel sighed. "It's all right," she said gently. "It's just that everyone is counting on these berries for their recipes. And now, thanks to your untimely snacking, we're short a whole basketful," she exclaimed, pointing to the empty basket. Whiskers felt a pang of guilt, and his eyes filled with sadness. He hated to disappoint his fellow forest dwellers who were now looking disappointed. "Don't worry, Hazel," he chirped, his tail now held high with determination. "I'll find you more berries, I promise." Hazel looked skeptical but hopeful. "But the bake-off is only a few hours away," she reminded him, glancing at the clock. "And besides, it takes a whole team to gather enough berries for everyone," she said, emphasizing the enormity of the task. Just then, 3 more animals emerged from the surrounding trees, ready to help. There was Barnaby the bear, known for his incredible strength, Penelope the owl, renowned for her wisdom and keen eyesight, and Cecil the turtle, admired for his patience and steady pace. They had heard the commotion and came to see what was going on, ready to lend a helping hand. Upon hearing about the missing berries, the other animals were quick to offer their help. They knew how important the bake-off was to Whiskers and Hazel, and they couldn't bear to see their friends in distress. "We'll help you find more berries, Whiskers," boomed Barnaby. His voice was filled with determination and a sense of urgency. "Don't you worry, Hazel, we'll get this sorted out in a jiffy," hooted Penelope. Her confident tone brought a glimmer of hope to the group. Even Cecil, who was usually slow and steady, seemed determined to help. His usual calm demeanor was replaced with a rare sense of urgency. And so, the unlikely team of friends set off on their berry-gathering adventure. They moved with purpose, each step filled with hope and determination. They followed Whiskers as he retraced his steps, hoping to find another blackberry bush just as plentiful as the first. The forest seemed vast and endless. Time was ticking away, and the pressure was on. Every second felt like an eternity as they scoured the forest. "Are we there yet?" grumbled Barnaby, his stomach rumbling. The bear's hunger was becoming more and more apparent. "Patience, my furry friend," said Penelope calmly. She tried to keep everyone's spirits up despite the growing tension. "We'll find more berries soon." Her words were a beacon of hope in the increasingly desperate situation. However, their search proved to be more difficult than they had anticipated. The forest seemed to be hiding its treasures well. They searched high and low, but it seemed like all the other blackberry bushes in the forest were bare. The disappointment was palpable. The animals were starting to lose hope. Their energy was waning, and the excitement of the adventure was fading. "Oh dear, what are we going to do?" fretted Hazel, her tail drooping. The weight of the situation was beginning to take its toll. The bake-off is about to start. The urgency in her voice was unmistakable, and the pressure was mounting.